Do you know the difference between spending your time and investing it? Hi, I'm Troy Harrison, the Sales Navigator, and I'm going to talk to the sales managers today because I want to talk about the difference between spending and investing. Here's the difference between spending and investing. When we spend, we don't expect to get anything back from that. I mean, we might expect to get a good or a service out of it. I mean, when I bought this shirt, when I spent the money, I expected to get the shirt, but I don't expect this shirt to appreciate in value over time. On the other hand, when I invest money, I am expecting that money to grow. I am expecting it to be greater down the road than it is right now. It's the same thing with our time. When we spend our time, we're not expecting to get that back, but when we invest our time, we're expecting to expend our time in such a way that it produces greater return down the road. Here's why that matters. A lot of sales managers spend their time with salespeople, but they don't invest their time with salespeople. I had a really good example of this a couple of weeks back when I made joint calls with a salesperson that worked for a client. And I had made joint calls with that salesperson 3 years before, and I knew that that person had been a big focus of the sales manager's time. Matter of fact, the sales manager told me, I've spent probably half a day with this guy almost every week for the last 3 years. So he told me that, and I thought, and his numbers had improved. So I thought, wow, this guy must be a lot better at selling. So I went out and I rode along with him, and what difference did I see? Not much. The guy still asked the wrong questions. He still fumbled in the same spots. He was the same mediocre salesperson that he'd been 3 years before. So I went back to the office and I sat down with the owner of the company, the sales manager. They looked at me and they said, well, should the salesperson be placed on a PIP, a performance improvement plan? In other words, probation. And I said, I don't know. But what I do know is that the sales manager ought to be placed on a PIP. And they both went, why? I said, here's the reason. Because this sales manager has told me that he has spent a minimum of 4 hours a week over 3 years. That's over 600 hours. And he hasn't made this salesperson any better. Here's how you tell the difference between spending your time, which is what that sales manager was doing, and investing that time. Number one, after you work with a salesperson, do their skills improve? Are they a better salesperson? Is there a knowledge and skills transfer from you to the salesperson? Because you are not scalable. That time that you spend with a salesperson isn't replicable. However, if you make the salesperson better, that impacts them on every call they make when you're not there. And the answer in this case was no. This guy was not any better whatsoever than he had been 3 years ago. So the sales manager was spending his time. He wasn't investing it. Second of all, when you go out with your salespeople, are you observing them selling and allowing them to make mistakes that you can then coach and help them become better, or are you trying to help them sell? If you're trying to help them sell, what you're doing is spending your time. And that's what this sales manager had been doing. The reason that the salesperson's numbers had improved marginally is that the sales manager was going out with him on key sales calls and helping him bring it across the finish line. Yeah, every now and then that's okay. But as an overall approach to your salespeople, that doesn't help you at all. That only proves what a good salesperson you are, not what a good salesperson the salesperson is. So what you need to do is make sure that when you're going out, use that time for coaching. Use that time to make them better. Not by selling for them, not even by, okay, I'm going to do some great sales things and then they're going to watch me and they're going to observe, but by letting them make mistakes, then by getting to the office, coaching those mistakes, role playing, and being a meaningful sales coach. Remember, your job is to coach them and make them better, not to sell for them, not to artificially boost their numbers. Third, if you take your hands off of the salesperson and let them do what they do without your intervention, what happens to their results? If their results continue to go up or stay at a good level, then you've probably done something good. You've probably invested your time. If not, you've just been spending your time. Sales managers should be investing their time. Look, I don't know how many people on your sales team. Could be 2, could be 5, could be 20. But what I do know is this: there's only one of you. So your time needs to be invested so that the impacts of your work carry on when you're not sitting there next to them. This is the trouble that a lot of sales managers have differentiating between spending and investing. Ask yourself, after you have worked with your salespeople, did I spend my time or did I invest my time? Invest your time wisely. Your company will thank you, your sales results will thank you, and your salespeople will thank you. I'm Troy Harrison, the Sales Navigator. And if this video has been helpful to you, you know what to do. Like it, share it, drop me a comment, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next time.